Hello everyone and welcome! I know I say it a lot, but it is time to look into another highly requested champion. This time it is the Harrison Ford of League of Legends, Ezreal. Ezreal is the child of two renowned traders who often traveled away into remote lands to hunt for treasures. Because of this, Ezreal was left in Piltover under the care of his uncle, Professor Lemaire. The professor did not enjoy having to take care of him, so instead he assigned strict teachers to teach him subjects like techmaturgy, hextech mechanics, and archaeological history. But because Ezreal was really clever, he passed all the subjects with little to no preparation, and made his uncle even more mad. Despite everyone trying to settle Ezreal down, his sense of exploration couldn't be calmed. He often ventured into private and hidden parts of Piltover, avoiding all the guards. He mapped out the labyrinth tunnels beneath the university, and learned his way across every roof. Soon he knew Piltover better than anyone else, and as he got better in lockpicking, not even private rooms and vaults could hold him back. He never stole anything, but he had decent fun rearranging his professor's belongings inside their offices. His parents returned to Piltover periodically. With each successful treasure hunt, Ezreal's father focused on even more magical and rare artifacts than they found before. One day they learned about a magical gemstone from the lost tomb of the mage Nezuk, an ancient Shuriman whose head was crowned with twisted horns. The gemstone was rumored to allow the user to jump instantly from one place to another. Ezreal's father joked that if they managed to find this relic, they would simply drop into Piltover for dinner each night. Ezreal always wanted to join them on their adventures, but they would not allow it for the great dangers they faced each day. As he grew older, the time between his parents' visits grew longer and longer, until one day they did not return at all. Professor Lemaire heard that the couple had ventured deep into the ruins of Shurima, and were never seen again. He told Ezreal his parents had most likely perished, but Ezreal was convinced his family was still alive somewhere, trying to return to him. He would often wait with his dinner as long as possible, hoping they would appear with the stone of Nezuk. But one day he could hold back no longer. Ezreal was determined to find his parents, or at least learn what had happened to them. His only clue as to where to find them was the lost tomb of Nezuk. Ezreal spent weeks collecting supplies from the university: celestial diagrams, translations of runic sigils, detailed guides to the burial practices of ancient Shurima, and of course, a pair of protective goggles. After leaving a note of farewell to his uncle, he snuck onto a supply ship bound for the Shuriman harbor city, Nashrame. Halfway through the voyage, one of the crew members found Ezreal and the captain threatened to throw him overboard. While balancing on a wooden plank, Ezreal told the captain that he planned to abandon the ship anyway. He showed the captain his star charts, revealing that they headed into rocky cliffs that would destroy the ship. Impressed, the captain named Ezreal his navigator, instead of the drunk man they later threw into the sea. After the ship docked in Nashrame, Ezreal began his search for the tomb of Nezuk. For months he explored the ruins and lost temples, each journey teaching him something new about the traps protecting local treasures. Eventually he discovered an underground crypt of a long-deceased emperor. Ezreal noticed the mosaic tiles covering the floor were perfectly smooth, as if they had been added only recently. He eagerly chipped away at the corner of the floor, revealing the edge of a portrait which had long faded from its original bright colors. Ezreal removed each tile with growing excitement. He uncovered an enormous painting of a man similar to Nezuk, wearing the curling horns. The mouth of the portrait was a sinkhole filled with quicksand. Ezreal secured his rope and dove in, blindly feeling his way around the tomb as his lungs begged for air. After a while he emerged wearing a heavy bronze gauntlet with a bright azure amulet at its center. As Ezreal pulled himself from the tomb, the walls around him shook and everything began to collapse. Though he could no longer see his escape route, He visualized himself standing at the cavern entrance just above. He felt power build in his gauntlet, and as the amulet glowed, he instantly teleported to the location in his mind. Over time, Ezreal learned that the gem inside the gauntlet can also be used as a weapon. He could channel beams of magical light to harm his enemies. With the glove, he broke free from a band of nomads convinced that he was the reincarnation of an ascended warrior, survived a brutal desert storm which buried him beneath crushing layers of sand, and blasted a horde of Zersai into oblivion. But the relic was not without limits. It took a while to recharge its powers, and it drained Ezreal's strength as well. On top of that, it could only teleport him short distances. Harsh sadness came to him as he realized he would not have found the gauntlet if his parents were alive. Ezreal vowed to carry on their tradition of exploring the world and chasing thrills of the unknown. On his journeys, he found incredible relics and artifacts, among which was the elixir of Yuloa, hidden in the jungles of Runeterra. An elixir that, according to the legend, grants immortality. Right now we don't know what are Ezreal's intentions with this potion, but we can be sure that it will have a huge impact on whoever drinks it. Despite all of his adventures, there is still something Ezreal doesn't know. The gauntlet he wields has a twin, and the other part of the set was looted from the tomb years before. Only time will tell where had the other gauntlet been all these years. And that's it for this video. I skipped pretty much the entire Elixir of Yuloa story, only because it is mostly action and I can't reproduce it well. Overall, Ezreal's story isn't the longest, but it has some great story hooks. I have a feeling that Nazuk was an ascended emperor, the horns referring to a ram image. That could mean potential future champion. Also, the fact that we now know there is a second gauntlet just like Ezreal's means one of three things. Either we will get a new champion with the second gauntlet, or Ezreal will get the second one, meaning he will get a rework similar to Gangplank, or nothing happens. Either way, this story is not done yet. If you enjoyed this video, you can always click the like button below or subscribe if you wish to. If you want to chat, you can join my Discord, Twitter or Facebook. Thank you so much for watching my videos, I really appreciate all of your feedback. And as always, thank you come again.